Welcome back to Wave of Dalker Film Review Friday, episode 14. Am I too high? 13, 14? Something up there. Like and subscribe. First film of the week, Barbarian by Zach Kreger. I wanted to check this out because Weapons is coming out later this year. And that really is intriguing to me. The trailer looked insane, and I heard that this movie was really awesome. And it was. I gave it 5 stars. Some really awesome camera stuff. Like a lot of like some really cool like POV shots, some really cool like tracking shots, some really cool like I love when the camera's like attached and you just kind of like get like you're like on the shoulder or like you're following like attached to the back. I really like stuff like that. Also like just a batshit insane screenplay. I really like the sequence that it was like 5 minutes where just like it goes back like 30 or 40 years to the father or whatever, like being, showing that he's a creep in like the house before it got, is gentrified the right word? I think so. Before, Detroit housing got fucked up by Ronald Reagan, or whatever. By white people, by bad, evil white people. Yeah, it was weird seeing Bill Skarsgård play a normal guy. Justin Long was very funny, and Georgina Campbell, who I feel like I've seen her in something else. Maybe not. She looks very familiar. She kind of looks like Kerry Washington. Am I crazy by saying that? Am I crazy? I don't know. She was great. She was fantastic. But yeah, I mean, it was very fun. Very I don't really watch a lot of horror movies, but I always just love watching horror movies and being like, why are you doing that? Like, stop doing that. Don't do that. That's like my reaction to like 80% of the horror movies I watch. But it was really fun. I'm very excited for Weapons. I'll probably go see that in theaters. 5 stars for Barbarian by Zach Kreger. Next up, The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou by Wes Anderson. Really fun. Some actually ridiculous set design. I thought Bill Murray was very cool. Owen Wilson's great. Kate Blanchett, honestly, very underrated and cute performance from her. Actually, I don't even know if it's underrated in the grand scheme of things, but she's playing a supporting character in this. I thought she was just very cute and sweet, with a very fun accent, and her chemistry with Owen Wilson was very palpable. Willem Dafoe was very funny. I love that iconic photo of him, like on like the behind the scenes of him on the pier in that outfit. I thought that's very fun. But yeah, I mean, this was just a very endearing and charming and cute Wes Anderson film, but it's also like what Wes Anderson films aren't those things. Yeah, I mean, it's really fun. My review, Seagull Roast, Needle Drop, are you kidding me? Yeah, I mean, hold on. Seagull Roast. Life. Yeah. There we go.
Now we gotta go help people customize and save hundreds with Liberty.
Not this. Not
Where's the
Leaving
golf
My Dog.
carts?
This is just like one of my favorite scenes that I watched this year, like new scenes. Dude. This is just straight up movie magic. Oh my god, dude. It's like, when I heard this, I was like, are you like shitting me? Is this actually happening? Dude. So sick. And like the, stop motion, like claymation stuff for all the animals is really neat. I mean, the set design for this movie is awesome.
Sergeant. That's him, Klaus.
I don't want to watch the whole thing, but dude, watch this movie. It's really cute, really sweet. It's on Disney Plus. But yeah, I mean, that needle drop. I mean, there's like a Christmas Time is Here instrumental needle drop in Royal Tenenbaums. That's like, dude, unbelievable. Wes Anderson, man. Magician. I need to go see Phoenician Scheme. Next up, I rewatched Back to the Future. Here's my review. Haven't seen this since I was 12. As pure movie magic as you can get. Funny and clever writing. The special effects are incredible and hold up really well. Fun performances, real stakes, and a seamless transition into a sequel. Magic. Yeah. Something that stuck out to me, because obviously I haven't watched this movie before I rewatched it in like a million years, but it's just the writing. Like, you can do so much with you know, just getting clever about the fact that this guy's from the 80s and he's going back to the 50s, just like with a lot of, you know, Ronald Reagan, the actor? Oh, like I just think, I don't know, there's just a lot of really, like, clever and neat sort of things. It's like, who the hell is John F. Kennedy? There's a lot of really fun things that, I don't know who wrote the screenplay. Hold on. Back to the Future screenplay. Because it wasn't Zemeckis, was it? It was. Yeah, Zemeckis and Bob Gale. What else has he done? Okay, so just back, yeah, okay, whatever. But, yeah, just some really awesome screenplay. Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, this is, like, one of the best, just, like, Kobe and Shaq, Dwayne Wade and LeBron, like, Pippen and Jordan, they just work so well together. And, I mean, the effects are ridiculous. Like, the DeLorean is awesome. You know, going into the future and, like, the tire marks, like, in flame is just super cool. Just a lot of really great, classic, iconic moments in this. And it's just one of the best films of all time, with a fantastic soundtrack. Yeah, and it's just like clever, no nonsense time travel. It's like, oh, okay, just don't you know, mess with things, and blah blah blah. And like, you know, I think, I don't know, really sweet. And I thought Crispin Glover was really funny. Like his character is just really goofy. Oh shit, he was in The Doors. Andy Warhol. Yeah, for that like 2-second party scene. Huh. Yeah, I thought he was great. He was very funny. It's just a classic. I don't know what else I can say about Back to the Future. It's just one of the most iconic movies of all time. And then I watched for the first time Back to the Future Part 2. I've only seen bits and pieces. I remember when the Cubs lost in the NLCS in 2015. They're like, oh, they might make it, you know, because they won in 2015 over the Miami Gators. And I thought this film took place entirely in the future. But no, I mean, it takes part out, like, primarily adjacent to the events of the original, which I thought was really neat. Yeah, all the future stuff was very silly. Like once again, a lot of really great effects. I thought it was funny that Michael J. Fox played his daughter and his son and future self and himself, and like just a lot of really funny, just a lot of Michael J. Foxes, which was very funny. And also I thought it was funny. I keep saying it's funny, but when Biff, you know, goes back in time and gives himself the almanac and makes all that money, the Biff future where he has like the big casino is basically just like Escape from New York. Like that's just kind of what it felt like to me, just like very like grimy biker money, just like underground. Like that's like I feel like that's that design for rich Biff future, and Escape from New York, which is very adjacent, which I thought was very funny. Yeah, and like the whole like climax and like whole third act just taking place adjacent to the events of the original is just super clever, and just once again just like and immensely impressive writing and just very fun, and I liked it. Not as much as the original, but I mean it's just awesome. Movie magic once again. Next up, I watched Materialists by Celine Song, and I was kind of put off by it. I'm kind of an optimist when it comes to dating, and this offered a very pessimistic view towards the dating scene, which, I mean, obviously the dating scene in 2025 is very bleak, and obviously I'm not 35 years old, like, living in New York City with, you know, $80K as my salary, but still, just kind of like a very, like, oh, is this the reality of dating over the next 15 years of my life? Dakota Johnson was beautiful, as she is in, like, every instance of her existence. I thought Chris Evans and Pedro Pascal are very fun. Celine Song uses New York City immensely well, like, some of the best directed, like the best New York City's ever looked for me is in Past Lives and Materialist. Like it's really up there. She just uses New York City as a template so well. A lot of really great tracking shots, a lot of really great just, you know, dim, romantic, sensual lighting. Really great writing. Like there are some great dialogues between Pedro and Dakota and Chris Evans. Like there's some really great dialogue, but it was one of those things where it's just like at the end of the movie I was like, I kind of reject this message. Like I don't want to look at dating this way. I don't want to go from this, you know. And obviously, you know, Pedro's and Dakota's character had their falling out. It's like, oh, I don't know if you really love each other. And the whole leg lengthening, I was with my friend and I leaned over to them and I was like, oh, because Dakota Johnson was like looking at the scars, because they show the scars earlier, and obviously spoilers for Materials, obviously, but they talk about the leg lengthening thing earlier in the movie, like within the first 10 minutes, and then when she sleeps with him for the first time, she notices the scars, but there's nothing beyond that, and then she notices them a second time, and it clicks for me, and I like laugh kind of audibly, My friend leans over and is like, what is he like, what is that surgery? And I was like, oh, he got the leg lengthening surgery. And I was like, oh. And I was like, oh, that was just kind of like a weird hitch in the road for this movie. I don't know. There's a lot of really great things. It kind of bumps up half a star just for Celine Song's direction and how it looks. It's really a 3-star movie for me. Just one of those things where just I kind of reject most things about it, just because I'm generally an optimist. And her just going from, I don't know. It was just very. I have a lot of thoughts that aren't really formulated. It's just kind of a lot of word vomit, but it was fun. It was sweet. It looked amazing. I wouldn't see it again, but Celine Song, keep making movies because she's a fantastic director. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Next up, I rewatched Cars. I had like a very slow, lunch shift at the restaurant I work at. It was hot. I got home, stripped down to my underwear, sat in my bed, cracked open a Corners Banquet, and rewatched Cars. I hadn't watched it all the way through since oh shoot, I did not. Oopsie daisy. Yeah, I haven't watched this all the way through in a while, but it's definitely the most watched movie of my childhood. I always cry. When lightning leaves Radiator Springs, and I always cry when the king crashes. I cry at a lot of scenes. This movie just means so much to me. Lightning McQueen's up there with like Luke Skywalker, and Batman is just some of my favorite characters. And I had all the Matchbox toys growing up. This movie's just so ingrained in my psyche and just like such a deep part of who I am. I love it. I'm so in love with this movie. Yeah, I mean it's just awesome. And it's one of those movies where it's just like it just gives you so much to think about. Like, how does the world where everybody's a car or like a plane or a boat even? It's so insane. It's one of those movies where it's it's a fun family movie, but then it's also like, wait a second, how does this work? Like what's the deal with this? Classic. Owen Wilson gives a really great performance, like voice acting performance. I love Owen Wilson. Next up, I watched The Hunger Games. Hadn't seen it before. I was curious about it. And I kind of went into it being like, oh, okay, so it's Hunger Games, and then was it Catching Fire and then The Mockingjay? Is that all over one Hunger Game? Like one 2-week thing? But no, I mean the first Hunger Games happens in this entire thing. I kind of like left it. I was just like, what happens in these next few movies? Very gray, some very choppy CGI early when they get to like the Capitol and whatever. Kind of underwhelming, but I'm anticipating this to be the worst of the original 4. I think Catching Fire and Mockingjay are gonna blow me away, but I mean I thought Jennifer Lawrence was great. I thought Josh Hutcherson was great. Not a lot of Donald Sutherland, but I know he's like one of the best villains in like movies apparently. So I'm seriously curious to see how his President Snow ages. Elizabeth Banks still hot as whatever that chick's name is called. Haymitch, Woody Harrelson was great. A lot of very good performances, but I know these movies are probably just going to get better as they go on. I was kind of underwhelmed, but I still gave it 4 stars because I mean there's some really great action sequences throughout. But yeah, I'm just really curious because I really don't know anything about this series, so I'm curious to see what these next few movies are about. Because like, did they just become like mentors like Haymitch and just kind of mentor the next few tributes or whatever it is? Yeah, I mean, it's just very fun. It's Hunger Games. Everybody's seen it. And finally, I watched Dunkirk by Chris Nolan. I watched like the first half hour of this a few years ago and kind of just like got sidetracked and didn't finish it, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it this morning. Really awesome. I think Chris Nolan is best in a period piece, and most of his films have been period pieces outside of the Batman trilogy, Memento, and Tenet. Like, I mean, the Dunkirk, Oppenheimer, The Prestige, obviously the Odyssey. Like, I think it just works so well in a specific, early time period like this, and Oppenheimer, kind of that World War II era. I think some of just like the aerial shots of the sea and the planes and the boats and the soldiers. There's a lot of really cool sets and costuming and just kind of camera movements. Really great editing, just cross-cutting between the week-long journey of the soldiers, the day-long journey of the sails, the men on the boat, Barry Keoghan, and I think I wanted to confirm this. I think one of the guys. Yes, he's Sully. Yeah, thought so. And then the 1 hour Tom Hardy in the plane. Just some really neat editing. It won an Oscar. I'm curious what it won. Dunkirk Oscar. Yeah. Editing, yeah, sound editing, mixing, and yeah, some really just fantastic editing, just cross-cutting between those different timelines. Harry Styles was actually kind of solid in this. Cillian Murphy was great. Yeah, I mean, it's Chris Nolan. He's kind of incapable of not making a banger. Yeah, I loved it. It was really good. I didn't love it. I liked it. That's Dunkirk. That's all the films I watched this week. What films did you watch this week? Let me know in the comment section. Jeez. Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.